So today, GameStop stock hit a low of $17, maybe a little bit below that, like 16.90 something. But then it bounced back, closed the day near 18. Another volatile day on yet limited volume again. I know I continue to say this, but I really do think it's an important factor simply because there are less bid and ask orders on the books as individuals continue to withdraw shares from the DTC. Beyond that, you have a company that stock price is falling, a passionate investor group that continues to buy stock and just hold for the long term. Of course, I'm not telling what you as an individual should be doing. I'm not telling you what to do in any way. That's not what this channel's about. I'm only here to talk about my personal thoughts and opinions, what I'm kind of seeing going on out there. At the end of the day, if you invested in GameStop, did you really expect something to happen tomorrow? The joke of the MOAS, it's tomorrow, right? That's like the oldest joke out there from when this whole kind of saga began, where it's like, when's MOAS? Tomorrow. Tomorrow. Oh, okay, tomorrow. What day is MOAS? Oh, tomorrow. Because the idea is that there was always dates, and if you remember way back when, right, depending how long you've been holding stock, a lot of times in super stock, wherever it was, Twitter, Wall Street bets even, certain dates were like pumped, right? Where it's like, oh, on this date, maybe this will happen. Oh, well, maybe Ryan Cohen's trying to tell us something about this day, right? There was a lot of hyped up dates. And if you look at those dates, almost every single time the stock was massively red on that so-called anticipated like date, whatever it was, for whatever reason was supposed to happen or supposedly going to happen. It never actually happened, right? And it's all about disappointment and short-term expectation and then nothing coming, right? But if you're invested and you're not trading, in my eyes, you should have a long-term viewpoint. And when you're getting into something such as GameStop, you understand from the beginning, okay, this is a volatile asset. I don't know what's going to happen in the short term, but I believe in this for the long term. Unless, of course, you're trading, that's a whole different ballgame. But in terms of investing, if you see a stock that you like, a company you believe in, and the price is coming down, of course, you would accumulate shares if you like the stock and you like the company, right? But again, I'm not telling you what to do. I'm just an individual out here just sharing my own opinions and thoughts. But I think it's very interesting how these are uncharted waters. Everyone always says, this is going to happen, that's going to happen. I have a guy on my Twitter, MOAS now. He's always tweeting, when MOAS, when Lambo, or something. He's always replying to me with this goofy stuff, right? Shout out to you if you're watching this. But like, I don't care what it is. Like, I just like the stock. I believe in what the company's doing. And I see individuals registering shares. And this is a unique thing that's never, ever happened. Because if you think about it, so many shares are being registered now. No, there wasn't a large increase quarter over quarter in the last earnings report, but I really think the next quarter we'll see a massive increase unless some total baloney goes on, right? And evidently, individuals are buying the stock. When you look at Fidelity customer data, you just look at general sentiment on Superstock, Twitter, right, in terms of GameStop investors. But of course, you can take that all with a grain of salt and you just remove everything, right? You have 50 million plus shares, right? About 55 million is the official public short interest to GameStop. DRS shares are not in the name of Seed & Co. They can't be used as locates. So if it even gets to the point, all of individuals plus insiders have shares registered and the float is equivalent to the public short interest. That doesn't even count any non-reported short interest, such as swaps, written options, whatever kind of baloney is going on behind the scenes. That's like beyond me, right? But it doesn't even count that. So we'd be talking about just public short interest and a massive float, a massive public short interest relative to the float, because now, let's say it's just what the past DRS number was, right? Like 70 million shares. What about all of Ryan Cohen's shares? What about the rest of the board shares and executives? And then more individuals are just buying shares now. You don't think they're going to DRS them the way things have gone? That's just how I'm seeing it. So more and more shares continue to be booked into individuals' names. Who's to say Ryan Cohen wouldn't buy more shares? He bought more when it was above this price point last time, right? When there was a massive dip. And after he bought, I think the stock literally almost doubled. So what I'll leave you on is, in the short term, anything could happen, right? The stock could double tomorrow. Literally tomorrow. It could double in a week, could cut in half in a week. As we've seen, if all majority of shares are in the name of Seed & Co., or the power rather that Seed & Co. has, because they are the DTC and having every share in the same name regardless of the brokerage, it's an unfair advantage in my humble opinion. But we'll continue to see what happens. It's absolutely uncharted waters. At the end of the day, I'm going to personally keep my long-term vision. You can do what you like. You're an individual. I hope you'll always do your own due diligence, and have a great night.